Welcome back to the channel. Well, a couple days ago, I made a video talking about the GENSHIN roadmap, and I specifically said there would be a 6.8 before Snezhnaya. And then, literally days later, this leak dropped saying the exact opposite. So yeah, we need to talk about it, because if DK2 is right, the timeline for the rest of the year looks very different from what most of us, including me, were expecting. In this video, we're going through exactly what the leak claims, what patch 6.7 is shaping up to look like, and whether any of this is actually worth taking seriously. So let's start with the basics. Right now, we're in version 6.5, which launched April 8th. Version 6.6 comes next around May 20th, and then 6.7 lands roughly around July 1st. Nothing weird there. That's just the normal 6-week patch cycle. Up until this leak, most people assumed 6.7 would be the big Harbinger story patch, then 6.8 would be a chill summer patch, and then Snezhnaya 7.0 would launch sometime in September. That's how every region transition has worked before. But leaker DK2 is saying that's not happening this time. According to him, 6.7 is the last patch before 7.0, no 6.8. We go straight into Snezhnaya. He also says 6.7 will have Snadrone as a playable character and a new area called Frost Moon, which includes Columbina's palace. If that's all true, instead of Snezhnaya in September, we're looking at mid to late August. Some people are even throwing out August 12th as a specific date. Now, let's talk about 6.7 itself, because understanding what's in the patch actually helps make sense of the no 6.8 claim. Snadrone in 6.7 has been floating around in leaks for months. That part isn't new. What's new is the idea that her patch is also the last one before the new region. Her kit is still early in leak territory, but the general direction seems to be cryo DPS or sub DPS built around superconduct. Not the weak superconduct you associate with physical teams today, something more like an upgraded version that actually works in more team comps. She's expected to use mechanical puppet constructs off-field while she fights on-field, which makes total sense for a character literally called the Marionette. There's also a detail that quietly supports this. The new artifact set coming in 6.6 gives 80% superconduct reaction damage. Hoyoverse almost always releases a character's best artifact set one patch before the character drops. That's basically become a reliable pattern at this point. For reruns, the expected picks are Columbina and Raiden Shogun. Columbina because her palace is literally in the new area, and Raiden because her off-field electro application and energy generation pair really well with a superconduct-focused DPS. We maybe see a Citri rerun too, but that's a big maybe. The Frost Moon area is actually the biggest reason the no 6.8 idea doesn't sound completely crazy. If 6.7 is already introducing Snezhnayan locations and Columbina's palace, then the patch is already doing the storytelling work that a 6.8 bridge patch would normally handle. 6.7 would essentially be two patches in one, the big story version and the transition into the new region. That said, DK2 has been right before, but he's also been wrong, and right now the leakers are treating this as possible but not confirmed, which honestly feels like the right read. It could happen, but the track record of this specific type of leak is not encouraging. One thing that's worth keeping in mind is that filler patches aren't always planned that far in advance. The way Hoyoverse works, the big story patches get developed first, and 6.7 is clearly one of those, with major Harbinger content and a brand new area. The later bridge patches get figured out after, so it's entirely possible that when DK2 is saying there's no 6.8, he's not wrong exactly. It just might not be locked in yet. That's a very different thing from it definitively not existing. And honestly, think about this. Snezhnaya is arguably the most anticipated region in the entire game. Dropping it randomly in mid-August feels off. The game's anniversary lands in September, and releasing the final region, the one the whole story has been building toward, right alongside that milestone would make a lot more sense from a marketing standpoint. A 6.8 has a shorter saving window, and then Snezhnaya with the anniversary in late September actually lines up really cleanly. That's just my personal read on it, but it's hard to ignore how well that would fit. So how should you actually look at this? There are a few realistic possibilities here. DK2 could be spot on and 6.8 simply doesn't happen, putting Snezhnaya in mid-August, or 6.8 shows up but in a much smaller form than we're used to, which, looking at how past transitions went, is probably the most realistic scenario. And then there's always the chance that the leak itself got something lost in translation, and the version exists in a way nobody was quite expecting. Bottom line, nothing here is set in stone, and reacting to it like it is would be a mistake. Keep watching how this develops over the coming weeks because the leak situation around 6.7 and 6.8 is going to get a lot clearer before either of those patches actually hits. And okay, I have to mention this because the timing is kind of insane. While I was literally editing this video, Hoyoverse announced a Snezhnaya Special Program happening this week on April 24th. So yeah, that's not nothing. Special programs are usually how they officially reveal what's coming in the next region, which means Snezhnaya is close enough that they're ready to start showing it off publicly. Does that confirm the no 6.8 theory? Not necessarily, but it does suggest that whoever said Snezhnaya is coming earlier than expected might have been onto something. So that's it. Back to the original video, that's everything we've got right now. Snadrone and Frost Moon in 6.7, possibly no 6.8, and Snezhnaya potentially arriving earlier than expected. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is 6.8 actually getting skipped this time, or is this the same rumor cycle repeating itself? As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Also, thank you so much for 2K subs. It means a lot, and Welkin giveaway will close on 24th, so hurry up and drop your server and UID in comments. Take care, bye!